Hello, hello, hello. What is going on? Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Welcome to my new followers. I've seen that I've gotten some new followers on social media and also in YouTube. Got some new subscribers. So I say welcome to you. I am excited to share with you all on tonight. So please like and share because this will be some gems that you can take with you. And you're going to talk about this thing. Because sometimes I've gotten some feedback and people have said, well, you have smacked me. I was like, I'm just out of love. I promise you, it's out of love. And listen, if you think that I'm smacking you on this live, wait till we get into the room together, right? With all training or an event, we have a good time, but it's all out of love because I am so excited whenever I see people walking to their freedom, whenever I see people walking free. It brings me so much joy and pleasure, which is my mission, to help walk people into their lives purpose and fulfilled, guilt-free, with freedom from their past, anything that's hindering them, and walking that thing out, those dreams. They're walking those things out free. So that brings me so much excitement, which is the reason why I get on this live every week, because I love to see people walk into their purpose. So let's just go ahead and get into it. But tonight, I just want to start with a question. I want you to start thinking about, have you ever talked yourself out of something? Have you ever talked yourself out of something? Think about it for a second. You're going out with your friends. You all say, we're going to meet up. We're going to eat. We're going to do this. We're going to meet after work. We're going to go do some things. We're going to hang out. All these things. You have these plans. Then the time comes. You're tired. You've been working all day. And you're like, I really don't feel like going. And you kind of talk yourself out of it. Or you have a goal and you wanted to work towards it. I'm going to go get this job. And you start applying for it and you start looking at all that what they want from you. And you begin to say, oh, no, I don't know. All these qualifications and what they're looking for, I don't really feel like I'm qualified. So you begin to talk yourself out of it. Or you have been at a place where you have said, okay, I'm going into this next relationship. I don't care about this man. This is for my single people, right? I'm going to this next. Whenever I get that good one, whenever I get that, I'm going to act right. Then you get someone that acts right. And then something that seems a little bit familiar, you start talking yourself out of it. You're like, this right here must be too good to be true. I got to start something up because I am so used to a certain type of way. We have had situations wherein we have talked ourselves out of our purpose, our healing, our breakthrough. The next thing that we are supposed to be doing, that next step, we sometimes can overthink. I just want to bring out these scriptures, but you can look at these chapters from Exodus, chapters 3 and 4, but I'm going to highlight some scriptures because I'm going to give a summary for the sake of time. I want to set up because some of us act like Moses. We Moses' cousins, sisters. Because the setup for Moses is Moses was out. The story was he was out chilling, had the burning bush to come. We're going to start there and just read his history of where he came from, how he was saved, preserved, all of that as a baby. So now he got free, was living his life, chilling, doing his thing, and burning bush came. God spoke to him. And so he gave Moses instructions. Okay, I need for you to go to Egypt. I need for you to go there. And I need for you to free my people. And I'm going to give you specific instructions on what to do. So I'm going to count how many times Moses in this conversation with God, just in these 2 chapters, of how he tried to talk himself out of his assignment. So he gives them the instructions. He said he's seen all that has been going on. He wants to be able to set them free. And he's sending you, Pharaoh, Moses, to Pharaoh to be able to set these people free and to bring them out of Egypt. Moses answered God and said, but why me? This is verse 11. I'm reading the Message version. What makes you think that I could ever go to Pharaoh and lead the children out of Egypt? Okay, so God encourages him. I'll be with you. I got you. In other words, God said, I got you. Don't even have to worry about it. Then Moses said, suppose I go to the people of Israel, and this is verse 13, and tell them, the God of your father sent me to you. And they ask, what is he? His name. What do I tell them? God said to Moses, I am that I am, the one who sent you. He told him all these things, gave him encouragement, told him he'll be with him. You know, they will listen to you. They're going to do these things. Just go ahead. Do what I told you to do. This, I'm giving you the short version. I'm giving you the short Michelle-itis version, right? So he said, go on. I got you. We're going to go ahead and do this thing. Just go ahead, Moses. I got you. Moses objected and said, they won't trust me. They won't listen to a word I say. They're going to say, God appeared to him? Hardly. So God began to do these miracles with the staff. When he threw the staff down, it became a snake, put it back, it was a staff. Then he did another miracle with him. Okay, did that miracle, put his hand in the shirt. Shirt was full of leprous. Put the hand back in, it was clean, fresh, baby fresh. So he said, so I got you. In other words, I'm letting you know that you're not alone in this journey. Then Moses raised another objection. But Master, I don't talk well. This is chapter 4 and verse 10. I don't talk well. I've been good with words, neither before nor after you spoke to me. I stutter and I stammer. By this time, God is like, okay, now, I've already told you I got you. If I am with you, I will be your mouthpiece. I will speak for you. I will do these things for you. Then Moses, and in verse 13, Exodus 4:13, he said, oh, Master, please send somebody else. Okay. 5. Just in 2 chapters, Moses gave 5 excuses of how he was trying to keep from going to his purpose, keep from walking into his destiny, and keep from walking into his promise. Now, that was in 2 chapters. I want you to start thinking about, for you, how often you give yourself excuses and give yourself an out so you don't walk into your purpose, you don't walk into your healing, you don't walk into your breakthrough. We often talk ourselves out of because we have began to receive and replay the false narratives, the false scenarios, and we begin to make up in our mind. This is for the overthinkers. When you are walking into your purpose, when you are walking into your healing, it will never make sense to you. It will never make sense to you. Because what we try to do is we try to rationalize within our strength of how things should work out. But you have to realize and know that when you are walking into your purpose, that when you are walking into your true healing, and when you're trying to obtain that thing, it's going to take you letting go of yourself to be able to get to your greater self. going to say that again for the people who want to hear it again, because you need to hear it again. You may not want to hear it, but you need to hear this. For you to really, truly obtain and walk into your purpose and to walk into your healing, you're going to have to know that it's going to be outside of your own strength and what you know, and you're going to have to release yourself so you can truly obtain and have your greater self. But what happens many a times is we give so many excuses. Suppose when he said suppose, that almost, it's been so many times. Suppose nobody wants to hear my voice. Suppose I do certain things that never works the way I want it. Suppose it does not work out. I'm here to tell you, to be able to get to that purpose and your healing, it's not going to go the way you think it is supposed to go. It is so totally different. But what we do is we make up so many excuses because of the false narratives and scenarios that we have played. Moses kept thinking about, okay, these people are not going to receive me. Suppose I get there, they're going to say, who is your God? God, I've got a stuttering problem. God said, I know all of that. God knows everything, every detail about you. He knows everything that you're going through now. He already knows what you're going to go through in the future. But he is saying to you, are you willing to go through the process? I have an assignment for you. I did not just create you to just be here to just exist, but I called and created you here. And the reason why you are still existing in 2024 is because I have a greater plan for you. I could have taken you out. I could have let things go ahead and be as it is. Yes, it happened to you. Yes, it was unfair. Yes, you have experienced some things, but there is still greater in you. And you have not arrived. You know, somebody will start calling when I hit it, right? Please excuse that phone ring. I have greater for you. I have greater. I already know the purpose and the plan. I already know what it is that I have for you. I already know the assignment that I have for you. I knew that you were going to go through that thing, but we have to get out of our own way. It is not your financial situation. It is not your boss. It is not your best friend. It is not the person that hurt you that is holding you back. It is you. We have to be accountable for our own healing and purpose. He gifted it to you. And what we do is we make up so many excuses. Moses began to receive the negative report. He began to receive that thing that he has been replaying in his mind. I'm not good enough. I stutter. I got a problem. How is it that you want me to go with myself? I'm older, and you want me to go to Pharaoh and tell him what? These are people that really don't even know me like that, but you want me to go and tell them that God said, how would they even really know? We give so many excuses. I can tell you, and I can even say, being transparent. What is it, God, that you want to use a vessel like me? Why me? You heard what he said, why me? Why is it that I had to go through this situation? Why me? Why is it that you choose me when I'm a person who likes to stay behind the scenes? I don't like, yes, God, you have gifted me, with the ability to be able to speak in front of people. But why me? You have gifted me the ability to encourage people, but God, why me? I like to be able to chill in this bonnet. Listen, give me my iPad, or I can read on my iPad. I could be up there playing my games on my iPad. God, I'm a person who like to be behind the scenes. I like to be able to celebrate people and be behind the scenes. But God says I have a greater purpose. And those people, I want to talk to you who love to be behind the scenes. Don't you know that's the one who God wants to use the most? Not the ones that are out here just trying to put themselves out. But when it says that your gift will make room for you, I'm trying to make room, but you still trying to stay back. And you keep sliding back. But God, what if they said this? What if they take that? What if they did this? What if they did that? What excuse have you told yourself just this week? Last week? 2 months ago? This is just who I am. I don't have the finances. I can't find the right therapist to be able to get to that healing. I know that these resources are out here, but I'd rather just scroll on Facebook and just waste my time away. God, I know that you want me to walk into this business, but how is this going to work out? What do you want me to say? Will these people even receive me? Who are the people you want me to talk to? We ask God so many questions when he says, I just need for you to walk and to work. I just need for you to trust me in the process. You cannot get to that place until you release those excuses. You're going to have to release that party. I was reading this book called 10x times 2. 10x times 2. And one of the things that slapped me and put me in a chokehold, and they said, just kick me in my kneecap and stomp me on my toes, was when it said that for you to be able to get to that place, you have to let go of yourself totally to be able to get to that place. So a whole new you has to show up. Are you willing to show up for you? Come on, Mositas. How many? 5 excuses. One assignment. That was just one assignment that he gave him. And we be thinking that this seems like it's just too much. And when people come to me and they wanted to have counseling, they say they want to get to that place and they feel that they are overwhelmed because of so much they have experienced. And they be thinking, I can't make it through this. And I'll be like, give me 4 weeks and you'll see a change. They look at me like, really? 4 weeks? I've been dealing with this. Trust me. If you do the work, it's going to work. But we don't want to do the work. We expect, okay, it's going to come eventually. Those people that are it's just going to come. No, we have to be interdependent and do the work that needs to be done. And you're not going to get there if you don't take that step. You're not going to get there when you keep playing those scenarios like he was saying in his mind. That scenario of how they're going to speak to me. Suppose I go to them, they're going to ask me so many questions. He was given so much objection of how it could not work. But how could it work? How could it work for you if you go do that thing? How could it work if you really walk in forgiveness? How could it really work for you if you really got that job? How could it really work if you really open up that business? How could it really work if you really walk into that ministry? We have so many ways stacked against us that we have so much of how it cannot work that we have talked ourselves out of it, as opposed to telling ourselves, how can it work? So let me figure out of how to get there. Lauryn Hill said it best in one of her songs. I can't remember the song was. But she said it could all be so simple, but you would rather make it hard. We got to rewire this thing. First thing is we got to rewire. We got to do a reframing. Start making a list of, write your goal down. Write down that goal. And then I want you to start, instead of listing of the possibilities that you have been playing in your mind, I want you to start counteracting within yourself of how it can work. Because once you start realizing of how it can work, then you're going to start acting and behaving in such that it's going to work. What we call it in a clinical field is thought reframing, thought stopping, and thought reframing. Start reframing. Start shifting the narrative. Yes, you may have a stuttering problem, but guess what? Somebody wants you. God already knows your imperfections. He already knows your weaknesses. He already knows the things that you're going to deal with. That's why when they said in his word that in our weakness, his strength is made perfect. That's why we partner together with him. Moses, people, stop making excuses. First thing, start reframing. Start reframing that thought. 2, start making that list. Okay, that list is of how it can work. Not suppose I go there and they're not receiving me. Suppose I'm going to get there and they're going to receive me. Yes, I may have a stuttering problem, but I'm going to get there. They're going to ask me about this God, but I'm going to be able to explain appropriately. They talk about this job. I'm going to get this resume together and I'm going to be able to explain in this interview about how it's going to work. Okay, I'm going to this next relationship. I know I need to be able to be in a healed space because I don't want to bring this toxicity that I have experienced in the past. So I'm going to do the necessary work. So when I join with that person that God has for me, that's truly for me, I'm going to have this relationship that I thought was only a dream. Oh, yes, I'm going to release. That person may have hurt me, but they're no longer going to have me chained up. I am going to do what is necessary to overcome this thing because they're not going to be at a place where they're living good while I'm still back up here in jail in chains because I'm still holding on to the past. I'm going to figure out how to make this work. I'm going to go to counseling. I'm going to do the necessary work. I'm going to change these behaviors. I'm going to heal my heart so I can be the best version of me. No more excuses. The time is now. I don't know if y'all just not get to know me. I do not like New Year's resolutions. You can start today. My motto is today is a day that you can begin a new start. Today, not tomorrow, today. And if you're waiting to 2025, because we're already in 2024, when you made those resolutions for 2020 or 2019 that you still have not accomplished. So now I need to go back and look at that and see what happened there so I can really begin to start working this thing out. Now is the time. Now is the time to claim it. Now is the time to walk through it. Now is the time to say no more. No more excuses. I got to reframe. I got to start making this list. What is it that I need? Not so much as how it's not going to work. Not that suppose if I go there and it's not going to work, but how it's going to work. And then thirdly, I need to start getting those resources together, getting into those places. Because guess what? You can get on this live and you can get good things. And I have many people that call me, they get great encouragement, right? And they'll say, Michelle, you just really encourage me. Sometimes they feel like they've been in a counseling session, but please know, until we get across that camera and we're doing an hour-long session and that card file has been processed through for the payment, we have not worked through the process. I've given you some nuggets, but it's not a process because it's a journey. God took him through that journey. And it's a continual thing. he had greatness inside of him that he did not even realize. And there's so many treasures that are within inside of you that you have not even tapped into yet. But I'm still holding on to this thing here that is hard for me to be able to receive. So I encourage you today to make that change. I encourage you today to release those excuses and start noticing. Whenever you start replaying those things in your mind, when you start thinking, whenever you end those conversations, be mindful of the things that you're saying. And let's walk in it. All right. So thank you all on tonight. Please like and share again. Also, listen, the ticket for the pajama party, June the 8th, 2024. It is going down. June the 8th, 2024. It's going down. We're going to have a moment of release for the women only. This is for women. We're going to have a moment to release. We're going to eat good, laugh good, and we're going to have a moment to just exhale and receive word, impartation, tools, whatever it is that you need to be able to get to your purpose. We're going to have it in the room. And I am so excited because people have already been purchasing their tickets, and they're currently, as I'm doing this recording, it's only 20 tickets left. We're going to keep it small and intimate because I want to be able to hug on you. I want to be able to love on you. And I want to have it at a place where we can really tap in and talk to one another and just enjoy the company of sisters coming together to exhale on one accord, like-minded, and love on one another and sisterly love. So many people have also messaged me and said, I'm going to get my ticket. And I just want to tell you, don't wait. Because once they're gone, they're gone. So you can get the early bird tickets up until March the 11th. Click on the link. You don't want to miss it. I'm excited. It's going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina area. Oh gosh, the people that I have lined up and for myself to be able to share, we have already been excited and can't wait. So get your ticket, tap in, I'm in, like and share, invite your sister, your friend, your coworker to come because we're going to have a good time together. And also share this live. Share this live with someone that you think, okay, and even for yourself, go back and look at some things and say, okay, I need to do this. I need to walk in my purpose. I need to get this healing. Enough is enough. No more excuses. All right. Have a good night. And so excited as always, again, walk in purpose. Blessings to you all. And you all have a great night.